British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Hello, and welcome to your afternoon cast to 2. My name is Grace Chen. Here is what is making news this afternoon. Social media can cause brain rot. Generational slang has always existed, but with the presence of social media, new terms used by younger generations have become viral. Reporter Jacob Fraser explains why teachers might have to learn the new terms their students are using.
Terms such as skibbity and sigma may seem like nonsense, however, many of these terms have been going viral on social media and are currently being used regularly throughout high schools and elementary schools. Local high school teacher Anya Graham says she has to ask her students what these terms mean to keep up with the Generation Alpha slang.
But oftentimes if I am interested in it, I will actually ask them just straight up. If they use a word or if I see a word on Instagram or something that I'm just curious about it, I'll ask them, and then they'll have a discussion or a debate if they disagree.
Graham says the vocabulary her students use is an opportunity to teach them about using language with intention and understanding the background of the terms. Jacob Fraser, BCIT's The Crow.
The former director of Canada's spy agency told the federal public safety minister that more incidents of employee harassment and violence would come. This is after BC-based surveillance officers went public with allegations of sexual assault on duty. The Canadian Security Intelligence Service says it currently has 5 ongoing harassment investigations, with one involving sexual harassment.
This is very much a situation of where there's smoke, there's fire. This workplace assessment is indicative of deeper-rooted problems in the service. And you can see that there is an admission that most parties disagreed with the characterization of toxic work environment, but there's very uniform and very consistent discussion around the shortcomings of leadership.
In BC's interior, a new report for the capsizing off Haida Gwaii 2 years ago came to light. The Transportation Safety Board reports that wind, waves, and the tide caused the vessel to capsize, causing 7 people to abandon the ship. Modifications compromise the vessel's ability to right itself once hit by bad weather. They have made multiple recommendations for the need towards regulatory surveillance and stability information. Mounties in Prince George have arrested a man they are calling a prolific offender after a series of break-and-enters in the city. Between September 2nd and 4th, the RCMP received multiple reports of break-and-enters into buildings and vehicles in downtown. The 43-year-old arrested man is known to the police for similar crimes. He is facing 6 charges, 3 counts of break-and-enter and 3 counts of mischief under $5,000. Port Moody Police is investigating the theft of the automated external defibrillator at Port Moody's Recreation Center. Constable Sam Zakaris says it is troubling that someone would steal such an important device worth $2,000. Anyone with information is asked by the police to come forward or contact Crime Stoppers should they wish to remain anonymous. Out in Idaho, the trial of the man, Brian Koberger, charged in the fatal stabbings of 4 University of Idaho students, will be held in Boise. The Idaho Supreme Court issued an order that will transfer the trial, set in June 2025, to the state's capital. The media mogul Harvey Weinstein, who is arrested for sexual misconduct, is facing new sex crime charges.
Assistant District Attorney Nicole Blumberg disclosed in court that the indictment charges Weinstein with additional crimes and that multiple accusers are prepared to testify against him. Weinstein, who is 72, is recovering from emergency heart surgery at a Manhattan hospital to remove fluid on his heart and lungs. Prosecutors retrying Weinstein's
That is all for your afternoon cast to 2. I'm Grace Chen from BCIT's The Crow. See you next time.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow. This is 1680 The Crow, and you're listening to our feature presentation.
A staggering 35% of Vancouverites work more than one job, according to a study done by Policy Note. When it comes to seniors, 1 in 5 have 2 jobs. With the average rent of a 1-bedroom apartment in Vancouver costing $2,600 a month, the average pension cannot cover that. Carol Kelly is almost 70 years old and she works 3 jobs. She works in communications, at Starbucks, and at a janitor company. 2 of her jobs make her stay on her feet and lift heavy things all day, which she says is exhausting. Carol works 16-hour days to pay for her necessities.
Oh, yeah, when your mind, oh, ow. Ooh. My foot is still sore.
Uh-oh. Did you drop something on it yesterday?
No, from standing and walking so much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of hard labor. Or, I guess, a lot of standing on your feet.
Yep. Like, I normally come home.
Yeah.
And I'll have something to eat, and then I'll go to bed, you know?
That's your life.
The last 2 nights, though, I literally went to bed and crashed.
Wow.
And just woke up at whatever time, going, oh, no, lights on and everything.
Yeah. Just come straight home. That's how tired you are. And that must be really hard to sustain as well. Like, you're just not taking enough time for yourself, and it's hard to enjoy life, right?
Yeah. Okay, so because I've changed the schedule, I now have Saturdays and Sundays more free.
Mm-hmm.
Than I used to, so I don't know yet how that's going to impact how well I feel.
Yeah.
But this is the 2nd week, and I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Like before, I worked Be Clean, and then I went to Starbucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 days. Now it's the other way. Now I'm working Starbucks and going to Be Clean for 3 days.
Wow.
So even longer.
Yeah.
And it's different.
Yeah. But before you used to only get 1 day off, right? Now you get 2 days off?
No, I made a point to get 2 days off.
Oh,
I have to.
Yeah.
I can't recover.
Yeah. Basic law as well.
I, at one point, tried 7 days.
Wow.
And I went, no, I can't.
And that was just to make...
I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Can I do it? And I couldn't.
But also, like, I don't want to say consider your age, because I feel like that could sound rude, but that is not something that someone your age should have to do, you know?
No, it isn't. But a part of that is in not thinking about benefits later in my life.
Yeah.
So people who get jobs where there's benefits and pensions, that is the smart thing to do.
Yeah.
Then you have a pension later in your life, along with your Canada pension and your old age pension, if they still exist.
Mm-hmm.
Now the pension should exist because you're paying into it.
Yeah. So even you're paying into it if you don't get pension?
Sorry?
So are you paying into it and you're not getting the pension? Or
No, I'm not paying into it.
Oh, okay. So there's
I'm getting it.
Oh, okay.
But it's not much.
Not enough to survive?
Correct.
Especially not here with all the expensive prices and everything like that.
Yeah. It completely takes away from the money. Okay, if I just had my pension, between the two, it's only $1,500.
Wow. Yeah, that's not even enough for rent.
My rent is $19.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so I can't. But there are places where the housing, which I've applied to, because they're all basically taken up, and you have to apply years in advance, that offer you income tested. run. Meaning if your income's a certain amount, you only pay 30% of that. That's still, in my opinion, not very much.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Okay, so CPP is the one you're paying into.
Okay.
Everybody, only once you reach 18, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pay it before that.
You only pay after?
Only once you reach 18 or 19. I think it's 18.
Yeah.
If someone's working at 16 or 17, they do not pay Canada pension. It only comes into when you're an adult. And then you pay it.
Yeah.
Till 65. No, maybe not. No, 65. Literally.
Because that's
You
when
can-
they think you should retire?
Yes. You can opt, and now there's an option to say you can pay till you're 70.
Wow.
I opted not to.
Yeah. Because that's also just more of your paycheck.
Yeah.
Not
It's a
in your
large,
wallet.
it's not as much as tax, but it's the next largest chunk
Yeah.
of your paycheck.
Which that's crazy because taking away money from a paycheck is like, people already struggle to survive off of their paycheck, and then if there's more money taken off, like,
Yeah.
it's just not going to work.
But if they don't do this, you'll have nothing later in life.
Yeah.
Because how it works now is you pay Canada pension. So you're 40, whatever dollars it is, okay?
Yeah.
The company matches.
Okay.
Every company matches. So if I pay 20, they're getting 40. And at the age of 60, you have the option to take your Canada pension early.
Yeah.
And I opted to do it when I was 62, which reduces it and never goes back to what it was.
Yeah.
Once you decide to take it early, you never get what it would have been.
Wow.
Yeah. So in time, mine has worked up because inflation is factored in every year,
Yeah.
but it's still not enough.
No.
Right?
Especially, yeah, in Vancouver or Richmond or wherever you
Yeah.
live.
I
It's
live in Richmond.
not enough to even cover rent or food for
No.
a month. So,
No, people would have to get roommates
yeah. And I feel
to
like
survive.
once you're at a certain age, I don't think a roommate is necessarily something that you want anymore.
Oh, hell no. Gosh, I got rid of one.
Yeah. And now,
Divorced that person.
yeah. You're too funny, Carol. You're too funny.
Okay, so what other questions do you have?
Well, I wanted to ask you, in your opinion, when do you think it is an appropriate time for people to retire? Or for people to not have to work anymore?
In my opinion, 65 is a good number.
They still have a little bit of life left in them. They can still do some stuff. Not too old, not horribly young.
Yeah, and also now people are being smarter, and I'm finding people will aim for 60.
Mm-hmm.
People are retiring early, so they're making smarter decisions on their life, making sure they have pensions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like Starbucks has a pension, right?
Yeah.
And you're young, but my daughter, okay, who's now 30, has been had a pension for 5 years.
Yeah.
The way the pensions work typically is whatever you put in, they match to a certain point.
So they're going to basically match what she's putting in, and then she's going to have that money for when she
Later.
retires.
Yes.
Okay.
And so what she did, she knew how much they'll match. She does not pay more than that.
Yeah.
So if it's $2,000 or $500 a month, they match it.
Yeah.
She will not pay more. I think she did because of me.
Yeah.
That pushed her to realize that I have no retirement.
And that you need one, basically.
You will.
Yeah.
When you get old, you are going to need retirement.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is not enough. They can't guarantee that the old age pension will still be there.
Yeah.
That's a large chunk.
Very large chunk.
Like $700.
Yeah.
But it never changes. It never goes up, never goes down, and you cannot get it. Okie dokie.
Thank you again for talking with me.
No problem. Have a great day, Emily.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye, Carol.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of For the Record, and the next one will be next Tuesday. Emily Deneen, BCIT's The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.